We all dream, but some of us, well, we create empires. And this is the case of Vera Moore of Vera Moore Cosmetics. Vera Moore, a former actress turned entrepreneur. Today, beside her, her daughter, Counsellua, will explain the family business, their entrepreneurship journey. We welcome them to Gold Digger, a woman empowerment series. This program is sponsored by Neva Lines. To be a sponsor of one of our segments, send us an email at info@nevalines.com. Welcome, ladies. So nice to see you both.
Thank you. Hello, how are you? Good to see you again.
How are you doing, Dr. Neva? How you doing?
I am doing fine. Always trying to smile and stay positive. I am super excited for you. 41 years as business owners. Yes.
Yes.
How do you feel?
Well, I thank God every day. I pinch myself. Oh, 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 and then she pinches. Ow! She pinches me too. And yeah, it's true. I feel fantastic. I feel more fabulous. I feel blessed. I just feel just great.
Yeah, you have to feel, but tell us your story. Who are you, where you started? I know it's a lot to say, but the world needs to hear. I'm sure they do, but they really need to hear about you and your journey.
Oh, okay. I'll just give you a little snapshot. We'll have to do several more interviews to get the whole journey. But you know what? Initially, I had no idea I was going to be an entrepreneur. My background was all theater. I started singing in church as a little girl in the choir because I love to sing. And I always wanted to be in the theater. So what I did was right out of high school, I got a job working for the federal government because I knew I had to work. I come from a large family, 5 brothers. My sister and I, 7 children. My mother was a domestic worker. My father was a porter, so I knew I had to help out. So I took STEM. So I took Greg, people that know, secretarial, STEM and Greg and typing. So I got a job right out of high school, and I worked for the federal government. I worked for a wonderful man named Mel Greenberg, and he would let me go on my interviews on my lunch hours. I say, Mr. Greenberg, I have an interview. I got to run uptown and do this interview. And where I worked was customs. The solicitor's office for the Port of New York, and that's by the ferry. That's Bowling Green, Wall Street. So it practically takes an hour to get uptown from downtown. So what I would do, I would change my clothes when I got uptown for my audition. Then when I went back, I changed my clothes for the law division. You had to look a certain way for the law. And I'd get back and he'd say, well, did you get it, Vera? And I'd say, no, I didn't get it, but next time. So I did this for 5 years, on and on, back and forth, 5 years. So that's tenacity. So, the whole story has all those values and those core values of growing a business in this story. So it was 5 years, a lot of tenacity, a lot of hope, a lot of just being lean forward and don't worry about a challenge. So I came back one day and he said, did you get it? And I said, yes, I got it. So he said, so what are you going to do now? I said, I'm going to quit. He said, you're going to quit a federal government job, Vera? Your all your benefits, your sick leave, your annual leave, whatever. You're going to quit a federal government job for how long is this for? They call them gigs, How long is this gig for? I said, it's for 6 weeks at summer stop. And he got hysterical laughing. But I did finally leave. I had made up my mind to let go of the trunk of the tree and go out on the limb and follow my passion. And I did. And I did a lot of stuff. It was very, very difficult. It wasn't easy, but eventually I landed a Broadway show, a Pearly Victorious on Broadway, a Tony Award winning show, Melba, and I was in that for 4 years. And then I traveled with Kathleen Battle, the opera singer, for 2 years in Trementia. We performed at Kennedy Center, then back to Broadway. Then I did a show with Jackie Mason, the comedian, for a year. So there's several things that I did. Then I had a great opportunity to audition for Another World, Channel 4, NBC. This is national television. So I want to impress upon you, the makeup in the theater is different because it's bigger than life. It's stage, So you don't really see, your face. It's just big. But when you go onto soap opera, you're right in the people's homes. And I realized then the void in the market for quality products for people of color. So that was the sort of the genesis for creating the line, because they just didn't have anything quality out there for us. But more importantly than just the powder and paint, which we needed. We needed a quality product. We needed a product that didn't rub off on your clothes. We needed a product that wasn't red, that wasn't greasy, that wasn't oily. We needed a product that accommodated Black women and women of color, because we range from ivory to blue black to ebony People don't understand the range that we have. We're very, very diverse. We're like God's bouquet of flowers. But more importantly than all of that was when I first integrated Green Acres Mall, I was the first Black in the history of Green Acres Mall. It took me 3 years to renovate that mall, and I mortgaged my home to do this. Women would come up to me and say, when we got into the mall, first they were ecstatic. Vera, you're in the mall. How are you going to do that? How are you going to get in that mall? They've never had a Black tenant in that mall. I said, no, but somebody has to be the trailblazer. Somebody has to be the pathfinder. Somebody has to have the nerve to go forward and break that barrier. But what really got me, Dr. Neva, was, Vera, do you have a color for me? I'm really dark. Do you have something for my complexion? You know, we're talking about a Viola Davis color, or Whoopi Goldberg, or Lupita from Panther, the movie. So I said, yes, I do, because that was my focus. My focus was to concentrate on the void for the pitch Black woman, and major markets weren't considering that. I mean, they weren't considering anybody, but definitely weren't considering anybody with that dark of a hue on the spectrum. And then, Vera, do you have something, but my lips are too big, or my behind is too big? All these negatives, these terrible mindsets of who they were. And I was determined to change that. I was determined to change the mindset of people to value who they were, to appreciate who they were, and not to apologize for who they were. And even today, look at us. Look, that's what we're doing now. It's still going on. People are, oh, how do I look? Look, they just accepted maybe 2 years ago about people wearing their hair in braids on television. So that was the reason why I did it, to break a barrier, to break a mental barrier. That's what I wanted to do.
Thank you for sharing that story, and it's so powerful. We need to uplift each other. But Vera, this is the family business for you. It's not just you alone doing this, right? So talk about the family support, how you work with each other. I'm sure would love to hear your story.
All right. Well, when we first started, my husband was there. He's the best in the world, my husband, Billy. He is a licensed cosmetologist. Well, he's retired now, but he was a licensed cosmetologist and esthetician for 40 years. So he was always right by my side. It's wonderful to have a nice husband, a nice mate that's willing to see your dream, believe in your dream, and help you fulfill your dream. Not everybody has it. So I'm really grateful for that. And we started in his hair salon called Billy's Place on Hillside Avenue in Queens. And that's where we really tested it to see what the people needed. And they were so happy to come get their hair done in the hair salon. And then right there, get a makeover right there in the hair salon. Because we had to, it's about trial and error. You tested. And then, it was like, oh my God, you didn't feel like you weren't comfortable. Because, let's face it, they don't want to, some people didn't even want to touch your skin. They don't want to deal with you. But to be in an environment where you can sit down and you see people that look like you, you see people that have the same pain that you have, you see people that want to lift you up. So that was the genesis of it. And Billy was so supportive. And my niece helped me, Gloria. She was always there for me. And Counsellua was in college, but she used to come home. We used to put her to work too. But then she graduated. She graduated from college, and she's look at her.
I'm here. No, I always
share your story.
Well, I grew up in the beauty industry. My dad was a licensed cosmetologist. He had the hair salon, Billy's Place, as my mom mentioned. And as far as I can remember, she was always into beauty and soap operas, television. And growing up in the salon on Hillside Avenue, getting my hair done, getting massages, getting facials, getting my nails done there, playing in the makeup, I always knew that's what I wanted to do, be in the beauty industry. And seeing how my mom and the ladies that worked with her interacted with the women to make them feel better. Because I remember those stories of ladies sitting at the counter looking like they were about to cry and then leaving happy.
Yeah.
I remember those things. And I said, oh, that's so nice. I want to do that for somebody. And then I went to college and I went to Howard. And after I graduated from Howard University, I came back and then I worked with my mother and my father full time. And I fell in love more with the aesthetics of the beauty. So I'm a licensed esthetician for about 15 years now. And I really enjoy what I do.
Was such a beautiful story, and I'm so impressed to hear, family working together, doing things together. Again, you are not new to this. You're true to this. You're very passionate about this. Vera, I just want to show you something.
What is that?
Eyeshadow.
I don't have my glasses on, but it looks like a Vera Moore.
Eyeshadow.
Ooh.
Yes, it is Vera Moore. Yes, yes.
Is that
Just
the
want
way-
to showcase yourself because I use it, right? And your product work for my skin type and many of us. I watch the news or the TV, I should say, and I see different cosmetic companies popping up. But again, you've been into this industry and you've perfected your craft. So I just wanted to showcase yourself. Yes, I have them. Yeah, I don't wear makeup every day. That's why I still have them. But I have them. So, guys, what's next for Vera Moore and cosmetics, and what's also unique about you? Let's start with what's unique and then what's next for you guys.
Ooh, what's unique?
What's unique? Well, first of all, I think what's unique about Vera Moore Cosmetics is that we listen to the public, we accommodate, and we have credibility. I mean, 41 years in business. We've stood the test of time. We have a brand that people follow. We have a brand that people support. We have a brand that people want to give testimonials about us. We try to stay on the cutting edge and be aware of what's going on. But the most important thing is that brand. Stand for who you are, the character of who you are. That makes people stick with us for 41 years, because we know many cosmetic companies are out there with deep, 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 deep pockets. Mm-hmm. Many other lines are out there that are black front, white owned. I know that. And why are we still here? Why are we still here after 41 years?
We cater to our customers.
Not only do we cater to them, we care about them. And we don't care about them now because it's a trend.
Right.
We cared about them when it was never a trend, because we value our customers. We love our customers and they appreciate us. I mean, they can see through, excuse expression. Can I say crap? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, you can.
But they know that we care for them. Yeah, thank you. For example, through this COVID-19, I called not every single customer, but I called many of our VIP customers and said, look, I'm not calling to get an order. Well, I didn't say that, but I did. I called to say, how are you? Because there were so many people that had passed away. So as they're part of our family and they feel that way. So that's what separates us. I don't know if any companies calling people up and say, how you doing? They're calling up saying, listen, we want to see how we can get you back to work, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We called up to see how they were. And they were just like, oh, Vera, I call them personally. This is not an email. This is to pick up the phone. Hey, how you doing? How you feeling? What's going on? How's your family? I hope everything's well. Just wanted to say that we love you, we miss you, we support you, and you're in our prayers. That's why I called, not for an order. And guess what? We got orders. But that wasn't the purpose of it. The purpose of what, and I think that makes a brand. That makes a brand.
Yes. So what next for Vera Smiths?
What's next? What's next, Leach? Oh, Counsellua. I used to call it Leach as a baby. Go ahead.
Now the world knows.
Well, the world knows. It's okay.
What's next is something called Relax and Restore at the Carriage House by Vera Moore, and it is our spa. So I'll be doing facials and massages, body wraps, body exfoliation, and so much more that I can do. So we will let everybody know about Relax and Restore at the Carriage House
with Counsellua. So it's really gonna be, we're very excited about it. It's an extension of our brand. It's an extension of letting people know that we constantly consider them and their needs. And more than ever at this particular time, people want to get together, and Dr. Neva, you know what's so unique about our spa? We're gonna have spa parties, but what we did, we're making them exclusive. For example,
very private.
If we have a spa party, it's not a spa party that we're giving. It's a spa party that, let's say, you're giving or our customers are giving. So everybody in the party is their family. It doesn't exceed 4 to 5 people. So it's only 5 people. And those 5 people
they all know each other.
They could be the mother, they could be the sister, they could be the aunt, they could be the, whatever, the girlfriend, but they know each other. So we always thought about it as exclusive to people that like you, people that know you, and people that trust you, for family and friends. And we're getting a lot of response from that, because they just want to get out. They want to get out, but they want to stay very close to who safe and close to who they know. So we're very excited about the exclusivity for you, and you create it. So it's customized. You give the part at the Vera Moore Spa. relax and release. So that's a good concept, and it's catching on quite well.
Thank you so much, ladies. Your spa, the video will be inserted, so everyone will be able to see your spa. Definitely. How do they reach out to you? How do they find you?
They can find us on VeraMooreCosmetics.com, or they can give us a call, 516-367-6539, 516-367-6539, or VeraMooreCosmetics.com.
All right. Thank you so much, ladies, and thank you for sharing your story to the world. Until next time.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. Bye-bye.